Unsyndicated presents Off the Air with Sean the Legion.
What is up? Glad you could join us Sunday night. Yes, we're going to talk about the exhibition slate this past weekend. You're not going to believe this. I feel exactly the same way as I did last week.
No way.
Yes, I want to talk about what the University of Michigan did, which, like Blake, honestly, bravo. I mean that. Bravo. This is not a joke. I'll explain to you in a minute. Can I explain to you something weird? And I told you I was going to start coming out of left field. Okay. So you know me. I like to barbecue and smoke meat. Were you familiar with that?
I am familiar with your game.
I think in probably the last 20 years, people kind of know I like to barbecue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I the last 5 years, my smokers are going into overtime very often. Okay. All right. Do you have a jam that you like to do in your kitchen sometimes, that sometimes it's the simplest things that, like, you sit back and you're like, man, this was good. I need to do this more often. Okay, because I need to tell you what I did tonight.
Okay.
I don't know. I was in the mood to make like homemade tacos. I haven't made homemade tacos in forever.
Yeah.
Like it's been forever. Because what I usually do is I'll ground up the meat and then I'll put it on like a bed of cheese, and then I'll crumple some tortilla chips over it, and then put like another bed on there, and then throw the guac and throw this. I just wanted to do like homemade tacos tonight. And Blake, I'm telling you, I always say the most disrespected barbecue food is a simple hot dog. Just a simple, nobody ever talks about grilling hot dogs, right? Like, grilled dogs are unbelievable. I don't care what anybody says. And it's almost like you have to remind yourself every time you grill a dog how great it is to, well, grill a dog. Dude, like I said, I am coming out of left field for this. Joe said tacos. I am coming out of left field on this. But is there something like that? It was nice to actually get in the kitchen and fry up the meat and cut up everything and just make simple tacos today, right? Do you have a jam like that?
Like, yeah, I agree with you. First of all, your tacos sound incredible. Like, I do white people tacos, which is you buy the seasoning from the store and then, you just do it that way. But your tacos sound incredible. I just want to put that out there, first of all.
No, that's very kind. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as good of a cook as you are. So the first thing that came to mind for me was like, every time I make grilled cheese, I'm like, damn, why don't I have grilled cheese more often?
Dude.
Like, you make a good grilled cheese, it's like,
oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it's orgasmic.
Yeah.
We need to be blunt here. Like, too big. I'm not taking you pieces of rye. I'm talking those big, fat, juicy pieces of rye, and you load that SOB up with cheese. Dude, so good. So good. Joe said you can't spur of the moment tacos. I actually did only because, well, in my brain, I prepared for a few hours, if that makes sense. But it was kind of like this afternoon. I was like, I haven't had tacos in forever. But you're right. I had to go kind of pick up some stuff and all that. But
you were enjoying your Sunday. You were just having a day.
Yes. Put a slice of ham on your grilled cheese. Comes from the coach.
That is a ham and cheese.
Put bacon in your grilled cheese.
Kirk just invented ham cheese. I feel like that's a different thing. The grilled cheese just has cheese.
I think you're allowed to slide a little meat in there.
Okay. What a moment.
We're off.
Episode 69. Welcome.
So yeah, it just like honestly, because more often than not, so one of our buddies, you saw him actually, Blake, Hubie. I think you've met him, and he was on a couple of the hockey shows we did during the Stanley Cup playoffs. Almost every weekend, without fail, he'll go, "So what are you guys doing this weekend?" Well, and Mike and I, it's like, oh, I'm going to do some beef short ribs. Oh, you know what? I got some pork. I'm going to, I decided I'm going to smoke some chorizo. You do like all these inventive things. And you know what? This weekend, I was just like, nah. I had a bunch of crap to do yesterday, so I couldn't do anything. So it was like one of those things. I woke up, I went downstairs. I legitimately, if you guys want to make fun of me, go right ahead. I have a meat fridge. Okay. I do. I have a meat fridge. Blake, you can attest to that. And I opened up the meat fridge and I was like, so what am I going to do today? You know what? I got to run to Kroger. And exactly as Joe said, there are a few things that I have to pick up because I just want to make some tacos. I just want some tacos. And as I sat there, I was going, why the hell don't I do this more often? Like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I do this more often?
Well, because you are always smoking meats.
I guess you're right.
Like, honestly, how many nights of the week are you grilling or smoking something? Especially this time of the year. Are we talking like 4 or 5?
Okay. No, yeah. Yeah. Hold on. If we're counting today, 6 of the last 7 days.
Yeah.
6 of the last 7 days. I had now in fairness, I did different things. Like I know I did smash burgers one day, which I'll be honest with you, just a tip. If you're gonna do smash burgers, they're better in the frying pan. I know that might sound like heresy to a lot of people out there, but I think they're better in the frying pan than doing it on the grill. One man's opinion.
What if you have a Blackstone?
That'll work too.
Okay.
I think an entity get that hard pan. I know there's a name for it, or a Blackstone or something like that. It's better than doing it on the grill. It really is.
Yeah.
I had some jalapeno cheddar sausages. I got these special chicken spinach chorizo sausages.
Chorizo is hot in the streets right now.
And chorizo's solid. Cast iron pan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. Cast iron pan. Trust me. I'm serious. And I know that's going to sound like heresy. Wait a second. You're a grill guy. For smash burgers only, give me a medium rare with rare in big, bold, capital letters, I might add. Okay? As I was joking with a former coworker of mine and a coworker of yours, I want that baby fresh. It's just like when we put little Albert on the spit at my house, the piggy.
Mm-hmm.
Blake, I don't think you were over for that one. Were you when we had the pig? Were you over?
I was. That was the first time I was ever over.
Okay. So it's like little Albert. You know how fresh little Albert was? I was playing in the field with him 48 hours earlier. Telling little Albert to his face.
Singing Kumbaya.
Now, little Albert, I hope you're having fun, but soon we're going to kill you, and then we're going to put you on the spit. I fed him well. He died a happy little Albert.
He served his purpose.
He served his purpose. But all jokes aside, Blake, yeah, I mean, and it's only going to get, listen, it's only going to get more in the next couple weeks because now, like for me now, oh my gosh, it's off the hook time. Like that was the best part about last year, finally being home on Sundays. Are you kidding me? I hadn't been home on Sundays since 1995. Thank you. I'm going to smoke something every gosh damn week, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody said, Blake, are you feeling better? See, well, you know, that's another thing. Nobody likes me. Everybody's mean.
When have I ever said that?
Mean.
I say mean. Yeah, that's mean.
Nobody's being mean. They're
Todd,
being
don't
nice.
start with me. I
See?
spent all
There
day
it
with.
is. There it is.
No. I spent all day with Todd. We had a wonderful day together. I just want that to be out there. And I want to thank Todd publicly for coming over and helping me with my train wreck of a house. And I really genuinely appreciate it.
Isn't
Todd
that
helped
nice?
me with drywall today. It was
Todd's
great.
a very smart guy. I don't know if you knew that.
He is way
Joe
smarter
said
than
if
we're
you tried
dumb.
sous vide yet. Yes. Joe, tremendous. Underrated. Absolutely. Yes. Jalapeno and cheddar burgers at Plymouth Meats. You haven't been there for that yet, Blake. Wait till I go get that jalapeno and cheddar burger blend they have. It's phenomenal.
I think I had that.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think you it wasn't fresh. You warmed me up one last time I came over.
You're right.
You
When
gave
you
me
came
a
over to
whole
the house.
plate.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah.
I love some frosted Blake's no Romo. But you're feeling better.
Yeah, I'm back to 100%.
Did you think it was like the COVID thing?
It might have. I don't know.
Yeah. That's kind of going around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
But I've never had it. So, and as far as I know, I've still never had it.
Yeah. It's, you know what? I had it twice and it was nothing for me.
My wife had it 3 times.
Let me think. Lauren did. Yeah. All 3 of them did 3 times. I only did twice.
Yeah.
It was weird. Lauren and I, it was nothing. Jack and Chris were like sick. It was weird. Can I give the University of Michigan credit? I want to give the University of Michigan credit. Okay. The naming Harbaugh the honorary captain for the Fresno game is just a giant middle finger to everybody. I'm sorry. I know because I'm a Sparty. I'm supposed to like get mad at that. I think it's hysterical. It's a giant middle finger to everybody. It is. There is nothing you can do. There is nothing you can say. It is exactly what Feinbaum's been talking about in the past week about they know the NC2A isn't going to do anything, right? Even in a year, okay? Now, remember, they haven't even ruled on the Stallions crap yet, okay? And they won't until next year. It is a giant middle finger. Even Matt says it's pure Michigan, Sean. It is. Like seriously, Blake, I'm not joking. Give them props. It is hysterical that they are trolling everybody like that.
Now, can I be honest though?
Yes.
With two things. I think it's great, and I think the timing of them announcing it is great. Apparently, it was already like people inside the program, everyone knew it was going to happen for months now.
Okay.
Like, so I agree with you. I think it's great.
It's
but
hysterical.
I think they timed the release of it early for that.
Yep.
But it wasn't like they were like, oh, this is all going on. We need Harbaugh to come back for week 1. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But still, the timing of like releasing it and like letting the public know is fantastic.
You know what people would say, and what you said makes sense. I'm not denying that. You know what people would say? Well, wouldn't you realize that maybe that's not the right decision based on what we know now? And you know what I would say to that? Why not? You got away with it. You won. Like, they're not going to do anything. Like, people can rant and cry and whine all they want. They can. I mean, they can. I told you my biggest issue throughout this process is don't tell me we didn't see what we saw. We know what happened. We'll all move on. And I'm cool with that. You're the champs. That's it. Like, end, you know? And it was funny because, you know, I was talking with, I think Tim's in the chat right now. I was talking with Tim about that the other day, and he was going, even Feinbaum saying let it die. Well, Feinbaum was saying let it die until Harbaugh came out and denied it. Then it was like, okay, this guy is an actor.
Yeah.
Is he a psychopath? Is he psychotic? Blah, blah, blah. But get it all off your chest. You ready? All of it. Say it all. Let it all out. they're still the champs.
Mm-hmm.
The NCAA is not going to do anything. You're not going to see anything happen out of this. So I think it's hysterical that Michigan's doing it, because you know as well as I do that I can hear the line, read the room, Michigan, with everything that just happened. And by the way, it's honorary captain. Who gives to?
Well,
Like,
if Sharon's suspended,
do you pay attention to that crap anyway?
if Sharon's suspended for whatever God knows reason, then he could just pop on a headset real quick.
Yeah,
He's there. Might as well, right?
Whatever. Like, that's that. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Good for them. Right? I say it
What
all
if he
the time.
walks in like that Ohio State guy against Michigan? He just walks in with the double birds. The NCAA president's
Eric,
there.
I have no idea why you're calling me a hater. None. Zero. If you'd like to explain, go right ahead. You're the champs. You got away with it. Good for them. It's a middle finger to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say what I've said all along. If you are telling me that my program could do this and win a national championship, so be it. Cool. I'm in. Sign me up. Period. I don't think anybody's going to deny it either. That's the worst thing. That's like, seriously, if you're in there, are you a Buckeye fan? Are you in the chat? You're a Buckeye fan? You're a Spartan fan? All right, to my Spartan fan friends out there, and Matt already said it. I'd do it in a heartbeat. Jonathan Smith is gone in 2 years, right? Just 2 years from now. But next year he wins a national championship. So what? Wait a second. Hold on. Let me get this straight. I can win a national championship. I can go like this to all my friends. I can use the most overused word in the history of mankind to excuse away everything. Hater. And I still get to keep all my national champion gear. And the NCAA isn't going to do anything to me. Okay.
Yeah,
sign me up.
Let's roll.
I'm in. Okay. Best of luck, Coach. Whatever Coach Smith, best of luck to you, wherever your next gig is. Thank you for a memory that'll last a lifetime. A memory that I never, ever, ever, ever thought would happen. Thank you.
Yeah.
By the way, see, and I've always said this, and I know people get angry at this. Do you know, Blake, this is years ago I used to say this. The difference between a Michigan and a Michigan State fan is really simple. A Michigan fan is going to tell you what they will surely do, right? And usually Michigan State fans wait to tell you what they did, past tense, because they can't allow themselves to dream so vividly. Like, honestly, one time in my life, once, and it happened when I was 43 years old, did I allow the term national champion and Michigan State football to come together. One time in my life, and it was the 2013 season. That's it. Never even thought about it. And I think if a lot of Michigan State fans are being honest, at least of this generation, I'm not talking those that saw the great teams of the 60s, okay? But in my generation, you didn't think about national champion. You thought about winning the Big Ten. Let's be honest. What Michigan State fan thought about winning a national championship? It never even crossed my mind until 2013. And we'll never know. And I hate playing that game. I hate it. I hate it with everything inside of me. The what might have been, I don't know. Neither do you. So, like, why do we play it? You know what I mean?
It's a fun game. It's real fun.
Sean, it would be worth it to hear Michigan fans cry for a lifetime. Absolutely it would. Right. Hey, listen, guys, I've said this to you before. You know this. Are you kidding me? That era from 2008 to really 2017, that's stuff I thought I'd never be able to do. I could look down at you and laugh. I could pinch your little cheek. You know, things like that. Are you kidding me? Yes, that's stuff that's real, right? So yeah, of course that happens.
And
Funny
now
thing,
all is right in the world.
yeah. Funny thing was, before Smith was hired, Mike Valeni said he
Yeah.
would hire Satan himself if it meant MSU would win. Colossal
Yeah.
hypocrite. I was all for Urban Meyer. Not even gonna lie, all for it. No, I knew it was never going to happen. I know there was some chatter up there. I don't know how realistic it was. I don't think it was close. I really don't. But I don't want to disrespect a few people that have sources and things like that. I don't think Urban Meyer was ever going to go there. But you guys know my feelings about Urban Meyer. I've made Blake. This goes long before you and I knew each other. Those of you that have listened to me or watched me over the years, I say this with all sincerity. I was ripping Urban Meyer before it was cool to rip Urban Meyer. Many, 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 many years ago. Okay? I mean, if you think back to where he was and where I was, you might be able to put some things together. But are you kidding me? You're bringing one of the best coaches and a guy that isn't afraid to tap dance over the line. You're bringing him to my school? A guy that's won multiple national championships at multiple schools? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. So you can't call me a hypocrite. Now, the same dynamic is in play, though. I would hope that any one of you would get mad at me if I did what some of you are doing. No. Bet. It happened. And I would, yeah. Yep. Don't look good, man.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Yep, you're right. Cool. Anything else? And then I do some of this, and I'd have the cap on constantly. I wanted Urban so bad. I was on Twitter. Urban, can I go back up? Couple comments. Matt, what did Matt say? I love Matt.
Where is it?
Let me scroll up. I don't know why I can't go up.
Oh, there it is.
Blake, why are you being so mean?
I didn't do anything.
Let me try.
I'm not the mean one on here. You are.
I'm not being mean at all. Where's Matt's comment? Gosh damn it.
It was just on the screen. Todd literally had it on the screen.
Exactly, Sean. Looking back a decade later on 2013, our best team missed the 14 playoff by 1 year in that ridiculous officiating in the ND game. I wanted Urban so bad. I was on Twitter, Urban scrolling for 12 hours a day. Matt, it's not only the officiating. I think D'Antonio was a stubborn old man in that Notre Dame game. Andrew Maxwell, Connor Cook. That cost him a shot. Period.
Like I forget about Andrew Maxwell. You want to talk about names that you could just throw into a bucket and
I always do you know what I loved about Connor Cook? And if Connor Cook ever heard this, he'd probably be pissed at me. But do you know what I always loved about Connor Cook? I think he was too stupid.
I was gonna say he's got such a dumb face.
I think he was too stupid to realize he screwed up.
Yeah. It's like they say quarterbacks are supposed to have short-term memories.
Yep.
Like he just has a short-term memory.
His ability to forget was incredible. Because I mean, you've seen it as well. The quarterback makes that mistake, and all of a sudden the shoulders come down, and then the head starts coming down, and that dude would just go right back on the field and whip a 45-yard pass and put you right back in. Do you know how many times I saw that?
Yeah.
His ability to forget was one of the greatest assets that guy had. And I remember people saying all the time, "Oh, I don't know if he's going to be a good quarterback at the next level." I know he's a damn good quarterback at Michigan State.
I don't care if JJ McCarthy's great in the NFL. News to everyone.
Didn't you watch him in fake football, Blake?
I was busy. I was
It
at
is
home.
the best.
I watched the first quarter of Bills Bears because all the starters played.
The NCAA suspending Harbaugh is like parents grounding their kid after the kid got married and moved out. Yeah, it's so stupid. Yeah, wasn't it interesting that Josh Allen played those 2 series and then he ran and they were like, "Okay, you're done for the night."
Yeah.
That's it. Andrew Maxwell, Drew Henson. What's the difference? I screwed up, man. Screwed up. No doubt about it.
Oh, Dave's in the chat. Dave, how'd Bo Nix look? That's all I want to know.
Didn't he lead a great win?
Bo Nix?
Yeah, didn't Bo Nix didn't the Broncos win? Was 34-30? Help me out, Rieger. 34-30? Now I gotta look it up. Gosh damn it.
Bo Nix.
I can't believe I'm actually looking up fake football right now. It actually bothers me.
Bo Nix.
Wait,
we just need to have Dave on the show because I have so many Broncos questions.
No question.
I want to know why Zach Wilson's not getting a look.
Where's it? Damn it.
What is going on? What's going on over there in Broncos
34-30.
country?
See, I was right. It was today. 34-30. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Should have bet the over.
Don't do
That would
that
have been
again.
easy dub.
Bo Nix went 15-21 for a $125 and a touchdown.
What is that average out per pass? That's such a Bo Nix stat line. Just a bunch of dink and dunk.
You nice flat of Sean Bo Ricks. You should see it's flopping out back here now. Like you should see how long it is now, and it's like I'm not cutting it, so we'll get that out of the way. But Blake, I'm not going to change my stance on this. I literally cannot believe, and I didn't keep my word. Remember how I said the last time we talked I wasn't going to look? Watching these people melt down over some of these things that happened in the Lions game is just fascinating. It is. It means nothing.
The only thing that means something is it was the Hendon Hooker thing. Just because he you have wanted him to play more.
I guess but you have to remember who he's playing against too.
I
can't.
don't think he's good.
I can't compare to the other guy.
Yeah, you might want to try to acquire a backup.
Yeah, there's some talk.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah. Did you hear Caleb is on his way to the Hall of Fame after going 4 for 7 for 95 yards? Blake, we were both watching those games. You should have heard a couple of those guys drop their pants around the ankle for him. Mm-hmm. Boy, he doesn't look like a rookie. Shut up. Shut up.
It's not real defense. They're just playing shells.
Matt, 100%, dude. Injuries are the only real thing in fake football. Yep. It sucks to get injured. That's it. And I'm not taking anything away from JJ. And please remember the source. I was a guy that told you that JJ was going to go top 10. Whether you liked him or not, it was inconsequential. JJ McCarthy was going top 10. Okay? I can't put anything into that. Do you know what I know? Here's two things that I know. And I feel like such a stick in the mud because so many people in the media today just sit back and, try to break everything down. There's two things that I know. Exhibition football doesn't mean anything, and rookies struggle. Those are two things that I know, especially rookie quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Like, it's almost like, wait a second.
Okay, but the Bears are getting the super hype bump because they have the rookie number 1 overall QB.
Stop it.
They're on Hard Knocks.
Make it stop. Make it go.
That's how it works. Remember when the Lions were on Hard Knocks? Then what did they lose? What did they start? 0-8 or whatever?
I think I told you this. When the Lions were on Hard Knocks 2 years ago now, was it? Or was it last year? I don't even remember.
2 years ago. Last year was the Jets. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I think I told you this. I made a point to watch it 2 years ago because, it was Lions. But I hadn't watched it in years. And I don't intend to watch it again. It's a made-for-television soap opera for football fans.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I still enjoy it.
Sure. I'm not saying don't enjoy it. I
watched episode 1 actually earlier today after Todd left.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like seriously, do what you need to do. Like, I'm not saying, oh, you shouldn't enjoy it, but it's just not for me.
I just like I like the voice. What's that guy's name? Lee Shriver or whatever.
Yeah,
I
Leaf
like that.
Schreiber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, Sean is right. Boy, I'm not used to seeing those words come out of Dave Rieger. Are we sure that's Dave Rieger? Dave Rieger doesn't say the word Sean is right. Let's be honest. Is that an imposter, Dave Rieger? Sean, want to join my league? Eric, no. I don't want to join your league or anybody else's league. Like, honestly, I need to say this again with all
Maybe
respect
make it your little thing down.
I
there.
should, with all respect to my buddy Dave Rieger, because I joined his league the last couple of years because it was camaraderie and all that. I don't want to be in anybody's league. Just
How'd that work out for you? You know? Sorry. Sorry, that was too good. I couldn't.
Rieger's. It was
I'm
Rieger's.
sorry.
By the way, you come from WJR, Mitch Album Show, and Sports Rap. I don't want to get in trouble. Hey, can we talk about Legacy real quick? Did you know that thousands of Metro Detroiters have already called Legacy Partners to get help with their home and auto insurance? Our friends at Legacy Partners are one of Southeast Michigan's top independent insurance agents. They provide a full-service, one-stop solution for all of your insurance needs, personal and business, large and small. Legacy has helped our listeners and my family by fixing mistakes other agents have made, asking the right questions to get the right coverage put in place to properly protect you. And let's face it, it's all about saving money right about now. Chances are, if you haven't checked your policies in the last year, you're probably paying too much and you could be underinsured. So what are you waiting for? Give Legacy Partners a chance to help with your home, your cars, life insurance, Medicare enrollment, business insurance needs. They got your back, like they had my back. Call them today. 586-209-4106. That's 586-209-4106. Or visit legacypartnersins.com and get started with your new quotes. Guys, put them to the test. They're going to save you money. You're going to thank me for it. So honestly, give them a jingle. Sean, does CMC die this year? See, Blake, we were talking about this. I don't even remember, was it the last show or the show before? I had one of those super teams last year. Like I had CMC, I had Josh Allen, I had like 2 stud receivers, and that's before my guy with the Texans went down. Tank went down, and I was rolling, which automatically means you're either going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. Maybe you win one game and then you're out. And that's exactly what happened. I won a playoff game and then I was out. You know, that's just the way that fantasy football is today. He kind of bucked the trend last year because I remember when he was, was it his hamstring? I don't remember. But they were fretting later in the year. And then he stayed in.
Yeah.
But that's been that's kind of been the MO in his career.
Didn't he just get a bag too? Like they gave him a huge extension, right?
And he got married. So you know what Mickey says. No, you don't know what Mickey says from Rocky.
No, I don't. But
women make the legs weak.
Yeah, well, and his wife, yeah. He's doing good for himself.
Let's break it down, Sean. Who are some of the sleepers on your radar? I know what he's saying. There's no such thing as sleepers anymore. All the information at my disposal, you guys all have at your disposal now too. Like, and I'm not disrespecting the guy. Like, I love Charch. Paul Charchian's my guy. I did things with Charchian 20 years ago. Like, I'm a big fan of Charch, right? That's my guy. And he has made a total like living off of it. And I feel if there was a Mount Rushmore of fantasy guys, Charch belongs on it, right? I like Blake. For me, I think I just played it too long. And the worst thing that could have happened to me, like honestly, if the COVID year didn't happen, I'd probably still be playing and just be ignorant and blissful.
Yeah, you'd be like ramming your head into the screen. Yeah.
The fact that somebody asked me for $1,000 in a year where a guy could have the sniffles and immediately be ruled out, there's no way I was going to do that. There's no why would I do that? I'm wait a second. You want me to join this $1,000 league, and a dude could sneeze and be out for 2 weeks. Nope.
Remember when
Thank
Blake
you.
Bortles got the entire Broncos QB room sick?
Oh, who can forget?
Remember that? And then they had to start a receiver. That whole thing didn't make any sense. Poor Blake Bortles. He didn't deserve that.
I want Rieger's prediction. We should get Rieger on sometime just to
Yeah, no,
I
agree.
want to hear Rieger.
We should get Rieger on the week. Yeah, not maybe next week.
Would Rieger do
check your schedule.
I would love I love talking, like, I'm not even being funny. I like, honestly, I love talking with Rieger.
Imagine if we got our viewership to grow in Denver because of Rieger. That's totally possible.
You know the best thing about Rieger too is Rieger likes to lie. Strike that. Rieger, that wasn't fair. Strike that. Okay. Rieger likes to rip on, like, the Lions fans for getting excited.
Yeah.
And more often than not, he's been right over the years.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. But Rieger does it to himself every year. Every year. Rieger, what do you think about Drew Lock? He's not that bad. He's
Oh no.
Rieger, there's no way this Bronco team is going to win over
more
7
than
games.
4 games.
You know how he does that? Like, he starts to say something, but then he thinks and everything. I love Rieger. Rieger, Rieger's like such a huge Bronco fan. Like, it's awesome.
Broncos preview.
Yeah.
We can do a Broncos I mean, he knows a lot about Michigan football. He does all the weekly shows. So.
Skydog said it might be a homer move, but Jamo might be a good sleeper, same for Quorum.
Jamo.
So third receiver on my fantasy team, sure, something like that. You know, a guy that might give me a gadget play, might take a hitch and go 35 yards with it, might take a handoff and go 20 yards with it or something like that. I just think, I'm going to say it again, I think the way this Lions offense is designed, I don't think it opens itself up for him to have a monster season. I just don't. That doesn't mean that he can't be a fit. You know what I mean? Like, I think I told you this. I am a recovering stataholic. I am. I've been in recovery for many, many years. And I think last show, you and I were talking about this because I had a conversation like this with one of the guys on Woodward. If I follow that logic, then guys like Brett Hull and Luke Robitaille had, like, career awful years when they fit into an unbelievable team that rolled 4 lines. Well, the reality is you're not in a place where you're going to put up those gonzo numbers. You're not going to pump in 86 goals. You're not going to have 115 points. You know what I mean? Because your minutes are going to be limited. And I think and it's a good problem to have. I think that's the issue with the Lions. If you give each backs their 10, 12 looks, you give your tight end a bunch of looks, you give wide receiver 1, although I don't know if I use that term, Amon-Ra a bunch of looks, you give whoever number 2, Khalif Raymond, you give him a bunch of looks, you give Jamo a bunch of looks. Well, there aren't enough balls to go around. So I always laugh when these people make these bombastic, like, grandiose predictions for Jameson Williams. I think he can be incredibly effective. I think this is where you and I differ, Blake. I think he can be incredibly effective to this offense, okay? I do not think that he's going to have these monster numbers that people are putting out there. I don't. I could be wrong.
No, but people think he's like the Tyreek Hill. Like, people want to think he's the next Tyreek Hill, and that's where I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of Jamo. I'm all Jamo'd out. Stay on the field. Don't get suspended. Don't get hurt.
Bill asked a question. We can answer this. He said, "Who would you take at number one, non-PPR, CMC, Hall, or Robinson?" I'd still take CMC. Even in non-PPR.
I might take Bijan just because they're. What else do they have?
After watching the way they utilize him, though, I would say CMC. Because you know how it is when the guy plays for you, you watch. I mean, they just use him in every way imaginable.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, that's twice Dave's told me I'm right.
He said
Sean's
something mean. He said something mean earlier. I saw it. I just didn't bring it up.
I'm sure he did. But and that's okay. Like if at the end of the year you're one of those guys that says, "Hey man, we got to be honest. Jamo's never lived up to his draft positioning." If Jamo is a constant threat to this team and for this team and has to keep the safeties honest, thus opening up things for other guys on the field, I'm all for it.
I get what you're saying.
I don't give two shits where he was
where
he was drafted.
Yes.
I couldn't, but you know what? What do I care?
Pull it down.
What do it's so stupid. I want him to be a threat. I want him to be a legitimate threat.
Mm-hmm.
I want what we saw late in the season to become an every game possibility. Not to have that kind of explosion, but just put it in the defense's mind. That's in our playbook. We might go there. That's what I want. Dave said, "Where does the Sean swear money go to?" A barbecue, Rieger. You can come over again and complain about my food. Because Rieger came over too, and he just like Blake. He just did not like the food.
That's true. I was there for that. It's a bit when you say it about me, but with Dave, it was 100% reality.
There was one time he came over with like Nick Roddy, and it was just like it was.
Didn't he bring like one of those little baggies just in case he had to throw up?
He did bring me Diet Mountain Dew though. Like he knows the way to my heart. He brought me Diet.
If he had brought a tin of Copenhagen, he would have been real pretty.
Long cut wintergreen in case any guys are interested in sending a gift bag. Coach Hunter does the same thing. Like every time he comes over, I'm like, dude, you don't have to do that. But he knows what my jam is. Let's talk about our friends, the Wealth Advantage Group. If you are ready to take charge of your financial future, then you need to contact my friends at the Wealth Advantage Group. Located in historic downtown Northville and owned by those two guys right there, the Hanson brothers, with over 20 years of industry experience. They understand that your financial goals are as unique as you are. That's why they offer personalized expert guidance to help you navigate the complexities of financial planning. Now, whether you're saving for retirement, getting ready to sell your company, you're already in retirement, they can help guide you through every step of your financial journey. They work with clients throughout all stages of life. They have clients in over 20 different states. Look, the investment world is a complex one, but if you're ready to start taking your finances more seriously, it's time to work with the experts. Reach out to those guys. They are going to take care of you. They are great guys. They're friends. I've partied with them. The Wealth Advantage Group at 248-773-8574, or you can visit their website at www.thewealthadv.com. Yeah, the smoked meat's fun. There. The smoked meat's fun. That sounds good.
I take 10% too.
All right, so like I can tell you right now, 13 days. So I have smoked ribs. You know that's a staple. I got to go with the smoked ribs. Okay, meat. I'm down. I have a baby brisket. I have andouille sausage. Andouille sausage. I love it so much. I'm going to do some beef short ribs. I'm going to do some wings. Mike's going to do some pork, and I'm going to try to get that jalapeno cheddar blend. Yeah. Matt said,
what time am I supposed to be over that day?
Whatever time you want.
By the way, are you going to be at the same thing Saturday that I'm going to be at?
No, I can't go. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't. We've got the whole going back to Michigan State thing going on as well. So that's when I have the double whammy. I've already explained that. Unfortunately, I've got yes, my daughter's going back to Michigan State. And let me tell you something. Don't tell her I said this, okay? There is such a big difference between moving a boy in and moving a girl in. It is unbelievable. And if you don't believe me, any of the dads out there can tell you. Huge. Like my son, Jack, don't you think you should take more things like to DePaul with you? Like, you're going to be 4 hours
He had
away.
like a backpack.
I'm cool. Do you want to take your pillow? Yeah, I guess maybe I should take my pillow. Right?
Yeah.
No, that's not with girl. Dude, do you remember in the springtime I made 3 trips?
I remember, yeah.
I was like, I
You're
am
the
not
traveling man.
I am not doing this all in one fell swoop. I can make it up to state in about 50 minutes from where I live. So I went up. We went out to lunch one day. I took a third of her crap home. I went up that weekend. I drove up just to go, okay, I'm driving up. I'm picking up the stuff. I went and said hello to a friend of mine up there, drove the rest of the crap home. And then the day that we moved out was so simple. While everybody else is running around, I grabbed one thing with the little wheelbarrow, whatever it's called, and moved that. And then I was done. Like that was it. Sean doing target runs for both Mats versus loading his son up with craft singles and hot dogs. You're absolutely right. Dude, it's insane.
By the way, for week 0, did you see the first game, or the Hawaii game isn't even on TV? Like, it's on pay-per-view.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's on like Spectrum pay-per-view.
Isn't that like 10 o'clock at night?
Midnight.
I think I get that though. I think I get that. I know I do actually. Don't they have that like that bundle deal, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
I know I won't be able. I'll find a way to watch it.
I think
Wink.
like, if I'm not mistaken, they had this deal last year that like if you paid $5 extra a month, you get like all the channels. And I was like,
but that's who you have a Spectrum, right?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, because you even have Pac-12 network. You're like one of the 6 people that had it. Now,
Yeah.
RIP, bless up to Pac-12 network.
Do you know? I've been on this kick lately, and only nerds like us will appreciate this. So for the rest of you, I don't give 2 craps. ACC's been showing like classic ACC games.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Dude, so do you get the ACC channel?
Yeah, I get ACC.
Okay, I didn't know if you got it. Dude, I've been watching all these like games. It's been fantastic. Like they had one on last week. So I think I told Dre Bly is a huge college football fan, huge. And like when he first got in the league, he and I used to talk like college football all the time. As a matter of fact, he swore to me. He walked up to me at camp one year and he goes, "Remember I told you this?" He goes, "Spurrier's going to Carolina." And I looked at him like, there is no way that Steve Spurrier is going to North Carolina. He goes, "Dude, Spurrier's going to North Carolina." Remember I said that. Well, he was half right. He went to South Carolina. That was after, coach leaves and then he goes and wins a natty at USC and everything. But no, I was watching one of that Carolina team was so damn good in 98. And they had a game. I think they beat Florida State. And man, I forget how good that team was. That's a damn good team. Mac had a wagon that year. But I love watching some of those games, Blake. Crap. I mean, think about it. It's 26 years ago now. And I remember the guys when you're watching, it's kind of funny. You're like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that loser. And like I said, there's only guys like you and I are going to think about things like that.
Oh, I'm 100% convinced. I think I know players better from like that era, that like 2010 to 2015 era of college football.
Sure.
Like that's when I was like at my hardest of hardcores because I just had nothing else going on in life.
Yeah.
Where I watched everything and I read everything. Like I knew everything going on then.
Now, Dave, to your point, I'm going to read something Dave said. I want to make this clear. I like the NFL. I like the NFL Network. I do not like the NFL Network this time of year. I don't. Sorry. because they are chock full of people that try to tell me what we're watching in these exhibition games means so much. And so I think it borders on the line of propaganda. But do they still roll with all the NFL film shows? Do
Yeah.
they like is it the same rotation that they've had for like 15 years? Because I stopped watching this time of year a couple years back. I can't tell you how many times I saw the 4 or 5 ones I did for them. Like I can't tell you how. And then somebody
A Football Life, like
all that, and
yeah.
then the divas, and then the one they did on Barry Sanders, and then the one they did on Brett Favre, and they interviewed me and Killer one day, and it's kind of funny because people will send those stills and everything, and it's just like, are they still rolling it? Like, I think I taped that in 2011. And like, I remember seeing it a couple of years ago. I was like, geez, oh, Pete, this is 11 years ago now, I looked like a baby, for goodness sake,
Yeah, I don't know why they don't like just replay like their best like 100 games from last year. Just have that on loop.
I would love that.
That would be a better setup. Like
So-
NFL Network just replays all their games.
When we went to B-Dubs a couple weeks ago, and I put on a show. They had on the Steelers-Bills like playoff game, and it was like, yes, put that crap on. You know what I mean?
That game stunk.
And dude, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you told me right now I could watch Virginia play North Carolina State on Thursday night, sounds incredible right now.
Yeah. LaPorta could be best tight end in the NFL. I agree with you. I'm not willing to say it right now. I'm not willing to say it right now, today. Okay. But can we revisit that at the end of the year?
By the way, I think we've been talking.
How many guys would you
Chat
put
has been having their own like full-blown conversations.
Oh, okay.
I think Matt and Skydog are just talking.
That's nice. How many guys would you put above him? I got 2.
Yeah, there's the only one I would argue is possibly Andrews if he's healthy.
Yeah.
And then Hawkinson.
Coming off the injury.
But I think LaPorta is a better blocker.
It's Kittle. It's Kittle and Kelsey. And
yeah.
We'll see at the end of the year.
By the way, I would take Kittle over Kelsey. I know that's crazy, but I would rather have Kittle.
Okay.
Like, Kittle as a run blocker is so good.
But I think I can't separate how perfect Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey are for one another. Though.
Yeah. But that's Mahomes.
Yeah. Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Like, I think, do I get Mahomes with Kelsey? Because if I get Mahomes with Kelsey, I'm taking Kelsey. If I don't get Mahomes with Kelsey, I'll take Kittle. How's that? Fair? Agreed? Disagree?
Yeah.
That damn Kelsey. Jeez, oh, Pete. Just, again, just always open. Always open. I mean, we know why, but still, it's like, come on. Everybody and their brother knows that eventually Mahomes is going to look his way.
It's also really not fair that they have Xavier Worthy now.
Yeah.
And, well, didn't Hollywood got hurt, right?
Yes.
Already?
Yes.
By the way, I felt so bad that Rondale Moore's done for the year. I saw that news. I was like, damn, Rondale Moore, that one play against Ohio State. He peaked. That was it for him.
All right, can we talk about Lindsey Broadwell?
Yeah.
When it's time to get yourself a new house, maybe you're buying, you're selling, both, you need to contact the right agent. Who is the right agent? There she is, Lindsey Broadwell. Your house is probably the biggest investment you will ever make, and that's why you need a pro. Lindsay grew up on the mean streets of Northville and has expanded her team all over Southeast Michigan. She's an expert in all facets of the business. And when it's time to move, our friend Lindsay and her team will make sure you get the most out of your house and everything goes smoothly when finding your new home. Buyer, seller, first-time buyer, doesn't matter. Make sure you contact Lindsay at BroadwellHomes.com. She will help you with everything from start to close. Licensed realtor at Real Broker LLC. Start your search today at BroadwellHomes.com. So Blake,
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Where's Malik Murphy at now?
I have no idea.
What?
I don't.
We were gonna play this game.
I have no idea. Sorry.
He went from tech.
I forgot to do my homework, didn't I?
No, I didn't do it either. I was busy doing drywall. He's at Duke now.
I didn't
Look
even
at
know
Matt's
that.
got it.
Really? Thank you,
Yeah.
Matt. Matt, it's crazy month, so let me end with this. Aiden Childs is the best quarterback in the Big Ten.
Okay, can I
roll with it, baby? Roll with it.
I think Michigan State has a lot of reasons to be very excited about that guy. Aiden Childs is gonna be. I think he's gonna be very good.
Not yet.
I just don't. There's nothing around him.
This is a big learning year. Big learning year. I'm going to say it again because of their schedule. Now, I know some people called me a slapdick. See, that's exactly where I was going, Matt. Some people called me a slapdick because you know what? I do expect them to go to a bowl game. And I do expect to be at, say, Yankee Stadium with my daughter, like after Christmas. Like I do. Okay? But only because of the schedule. Some people call me a slapdick for saying that. There are a lot of people out there like Matt that are saying they have no depth.
Matt,
They have
I'm
no
just
depth.
being, and I want to be very clear. I think Aiden Childs is very good and was a very good get for that program, especially in the state that it's in. There's nothing on that roster that has redeeming qualities outside of that. There's not a position on that team that I would take a starter over any starter over Michigan, Ohio State, any of those rosters.
Matt says I really think 8-4. I like some pieces on the offensive line. I just, God forbid an injury happens really to any position on that team, and they are screwed.
Yeah, there's no depth.
Like, and that is coming from, I can't give up my sources, but people close to the program that said, because I'll tell you the conversation without saying the name. I said to somebody, I think this team is a lot better than some people are giving them credit for. And they asked, define better. And I said, bowl team. And they said, yes, we should be a bowl team. If we get injured, the bottom's going to drop out because we don't have anything. That's what somebody told me. And there isn't a lot of depth there.
I think that the team is in good hands and you should be excited.
Matt brings in, those coaches were so bad it's impossible to tell what's on his roster. Do you remember when we had to talk to poor coach last year?
Yeah.
And he is such a good man. I will always root for Harlan. Honest to goodness. I will always root for Harlan, but what an absolute no-win situation. What an absolute
no. But all I'm saying too, though, Matt, is like even the players that were on that roster, like a lot of them left.
Well, do you know what's very telling? Like, honestly, about a lot of the guys that left, do you know a lot of them are still looking for homes?
Yeah.
If that doesn't tell you, hey, listen, I openly admit it. I got sucked in by Mel Tucker. 100%. 100%. I guess
I wouldn't put it that way.
You could say he was my Brady Hoke. You could be my Yoko Ono. He was my Brady Hoke.
But he actually had a good year.
Well, Brady Hoke did in 2011. That's when
that's true.
And
the Sugar Bowl, Virginia Tech,
Sugar Bowl and all that. I mean,
pour some sugar on me, yeah.
Yeah, that like honestly, it's still such a farce. I don't miss arguments like that. When you think about some of the stupid arguments like Michigan State fans have had, that's one that goes near the top for me. Spartan tears taste like sugar. Grr, 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 grr. And I'm going, are you telling me you would rather go to the Sugar Bowl and beat Virginia Tech than beat one of your two biggest rivals? Like, stop it. It's okay. Congratulations. The system worked for you. But yes, I'll take beating Michigan every time. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was Harlan Hoke. Yeah.
I had to hear it, but I was just like the whole Tuck coming bit was just.
Oh, dude,
It was the greatest thing.
I am guilty. I am
Oh,
guilty.
I know you are.
I am guilty. 100%. Remember the cigar, all of it.
Oh,
man,
all of it.
how could you not get carried
The
out?
woodshed.
How
Come
could you
on.
not get carried up in it? You know,
Dumbest nickname for a stadium in college football. The
But
woodshed.
I think
Come
we
on.
all knew, honestly, by the end of 2022, and then
Oh yeah.
even before the season started, not what eventually came out, but I remember talking to you. There were things coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not those things,
Mm-mm.
but there were other things coming out that made you go.
If it wasn't that, it was going to be something else.
Yes. It was that was going to happen.
Mhm.
And he had nobody to blame but himself. And it wasn't just the lack of what he was, it was his interactions with others. How's that?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it was shocking to a lot of people that had previously had his back. Gosh, dude, every time we
You
talk,
better start talking about some friends.
I think I only have one more to talk about, right? Yeah, I only have one more to talk about.
Okay, we'll talk about them. Can't wait.
All About Catering LLC is a full-service caterer, graduations, weddings, bridal showers, corporate events, anything you need catering for, from 25 to 4,000 people. All About Catering can and will take care of you. Customer service and satisfaction is their number one goal. So do not sweat your next big event. Whatever it may be, they got your back. Trust me, Rick and his staff, second to none. So just go to allaboutcateringllc.com today to see their menus and all their 5-star reviews, or give them a call, 586-731-1398. That's 586-731-1398 to get your event started. Press your talk, no whammies. Do you remember Press Your Luck, Blake? That'll go over your head. Sean, could you say that contract was the worst thing to happen to MSU? No. For 2 reasons. And I'm glad to see you say no, because somebody would call me a slapdick for saying it. No, and I will say for 2 reasons. Because number one, they're going to get out of the contract because of that guy being an idiot. That's number one. And number two, I think the message that it shows not only the entire Spartan community, but the college football world, that we want to be special. Honestly, I think that
it shows that you're willing to play in this new modern era.
Yep. I think that was no. I don't have any problem with that. No problem with that whatsoever. I think you'd feel a little differently if you were, A&M right now, and you had to, pump out all that money. I mean, remember when we thought it was a big deal that Coach O was owed $17 million? What is it for Jimbo? Isn't it like 75 or something, Blake?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
There's so much there's so much money. There's so much money. It's like even the Michigan, the thing that just came down from the NCAA, like the fine that they got, that's part of that, is like a drop in the bucket.
Yep.
For their athletic, like,
Matt, you know what?
everything.
Matt, this is one of those, you knew the answer while it was happening, but you didn't want to know the answer because you were all of a sudden back. Listen, Blake, I'm not trying to rub it in your face. Yes, beating Michigan in 2021 and the way they beat Michigan in 2021 was awesome. It was awesome. Are you kidding me? And sorry, I don't buy the COVID year doesn't count, but
I don't believe in it.
Two really good teams. It means more when you beat them when they're good, right? So yeah, it was impossible not to get caught up in that. But
God, I get so mad at that game.
But what Matt said is 100% true. Tucker's staff was worth 3 losses a year.
Oh yeah, it was an old boys club.
We knew.
He just wanted his boys around.
Scotty Hazelton. Like, you knew. For some reason, people wanted to argue it. For some reason, people didn't get in into it because you looked at the end result, and that's what mattered. And golly gee, if he can go 11-2 with this group, what's he going to do 2 years down the line? Well, what we didn't know is K9 was superhuman. Like it was so funny, Blake. Jack and I was it Marina Del Rey? It was one of those cities in LA. And we went out and watched that game against Northwestern, the opening night game. And Jack was like, Dad, what do you know about this guy? Because remember, he lit it up game one. And I was like, I didn't think he was anything special. I seriously, I didn't think he was anything special.
Yeah, he was so he was used so weird at Wake Forest because they run that slow mesh thing, and he was not a fit for it at all.
Yeah.
And he was there for what, 3 years, right?
Yeah. I didn't, and then every game really, with the exception of Ohio State, he was there all year.
He is genuinely in the Big Ten, I would say, the biggest game changer at running back that there's been in I think he was more of a game changer as a player than Corum was. Like legitimately. I don't know anyone that's has had that much impact in the last 10 years.
I'm still amazed and yet thankful that Urban Meyer didn't utilize Zeke in that 2015 game. Zeke was pretty special. And for whatever reasons I still don't know, there should be an investigation into it, why he didn't use Zeke more in that game in 2015. Because I've said this 1,000 times. I didn't expect to go down there with a backup quarterback and beat Ohio State. Not in a million years. Not in a trillion years. Never, 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 never. Skydog said Alabama might vouch for Corum. But I think what Blake is saying, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You tell me, Blake. Corum didn't have to be the man. There were times he was the man, but he didn't have to be the man.
Yeah, and he obviously wasn't. He was that guy in the Alabama game, but that was the first time we had seen that all year.
Exactly. And
before the injury, yeah, he was close, but still, just on pure ability and what, I would take K9.
Well, and
really
you could go right to Edwards too. You could.
Yeah.
Everybody knew K9 was coming at you, and you still couldn't stop him. Really, just other than
all I remember that entire game, I was just screaming at my television, tackle. They just couldn't tackle him.
Yeah.
I was just yelling profusely.
Matt said, Sean, our defense was nasty that day. They could have ran Zeke 100 times. They weren't running the ball. I don't understand why they didn't try it, though. You had Zeke Elliott in the backfield, right? Especially with the conditions being what they were that day. I'm thankful every day of my life.
There's one other guy, though, that I would take over K9.
Oh.
Penn State Saquon.
Yeah, he was.
Saquon was sick.
He really.
He could do literally everything. He would return kicks.
Yeah,
I just saw highlights from that USC Penn State Rose Bowl when he just took over.
Yeah,
I think they still lost that game, didn't they? Frankly,
I love Penn State. I swear to God,
they're gonna make the playoff this year. You know that, right?
No, they're not. No, they're not. Stop it. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten the lessons that you have learned?
No, I know, but
they're going to
so
lose.
much more room for error.
They are going. James Franklin will
Penn
lose.
State is made for a 12-team playoff and to get smoked in the first round.
I'm not, but this year, as easy as their schedule is, there is somebody on that schedule that's going to bite their ass, and you and I will be talking about it one night. We will be. And I'm going to go, dude, you knew this was coming because that's what they do. That's what they do.
Do they play Iowa? Please tell me they
Hold on
play
a second.
Iowa.
That might be. In the meantime, why don't you tell everybody what we're planning to do on college football Saturdays during the year? Have we even talked about it yet or no?
We've talked about it a little bit. I
Okay.
don't know if we've So are we planning on after the 8:00 games end or look like they're over?
Yeah, I think
whatever the
11
ESPN
o'clock.
prime.
I
Yeah,
think
around.
11 o'clock would be fun. Yeah.
So Saturday nights, all throughout football season, you can come here after your college football day is over, or starting to wrap up if you're Big Ten / Pac-12 / Mountain West after a dark guy like Sean and I are. And we're going to be reviewing all the games for the day, the things that we saw that made us happy, that got us excited. And then we'll also do, towards the end of the show, probably a little Lions preview, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Kind of mix it in.
I can't wait. All right, you ready?
Yes.
You know who they start with. I'm intrigued by this game.
West
I think you and
Virginia,
I
yeah.
talked about this months ago. West Virginia.
Yeah. Backyard brawl, baby.
At West Virginia.
Yeah.
You might check the box that day. Let's be honest. You might check the Franklin box that day. Then they host Bowling Green. They host Kent State. They host Illinois. They host UCLA.
Okay, those are all wins.
Those
are all wins.
I'm telling you, I'm putting a circle around UCLA.
That roster's so bad.
Might be a Franklin. Not
at home.
At USC. At Wisconsin.
Oh, there we go. Get some dairy raid going.
I'm going to put a circle around
Wisconsin.
that.
Yeah. Jump around.
Might be a Franklin. Host Ohio State.
They're going to get smoked.
Host Washington.
They'll win that game by 50.
At West Lafayette.
Oh, if it's a night game, that's where dreams go to die.
Do you know, how about this? At Minnesota. I'm putting a giant circle around that. Might be a Franklin. And you can laugh all you want. And yes, I'm probably biased because Coach is my buddy, but I'm going to say it again. Might be a Franklin.
I'm telling you, that West Lafayette game, I'm afraid of that game. You go to Purdue, no shot.
Now, all jokes aside, I see only 2 losses on that schedule. So you're going to have to mix in a couple Franklins.
Wait, what's the second? Ohio State and
I had at USC. I had at USC. Just for craps and giggles.
If they're 10-2,
Jason, roll the boat, baby. That's my boy.
If they're 10-2, that's a playoff team.
And so now hear me out. Are you ready? This is why, again, I've said to a lot of people, and a lot of people got mad at me. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, no, I know. I brought it up.
So, okay, now hold on. Let's say even 9-3. They mix in one Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State. God forbid they go 10-2. And then you have Michigan sitting over here, who we're going to say lost to Ohio State, lost to Oregon, lost to Texas. I don't think
they're only going to lose 2 of those 3.
I don't think it's the given that a lot of Michigan fans think it is all I'm saying.
No one should think it's a given.
Let me put it to you. Yeah. My jaw wouldn't drop if they got in. But if I were a betting man, which I am not, Blake and Mike are going to do the betting show. I think Michigan's just on the outside looking in. That's my guess. I think 9-3 on the outside looking in. Probably. Especially if Penn State goes 10-2.
And then Penn State will play.
Could you imagine
Ole Miss in the first round of the playoff and just get fucking run?
And then I would call that the Fraud Bowl, though. How great would that be? Lane Kiffin and Franklin going head to head, the Fraud Bowl. Oh my gosh!
They would instead of like a pregame handshake, they would just touch bellies.
All right. Anything else? Because you and I we're not getting together till Friday, are we?
No, I'm out of town Tuesday and Wednesday. You're out of town Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, I'm going to. So Shep and I are doing a show tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to see a Brewers game. Meeting our buddy Jimmy Young from the UP over in Milwaukee. Going to some barbecue joint. I know. Imagine that in Milwaukee, and then going to watch the Brewers and Dodgers the next day. So, yeah, you and I will get back together. But no, Blake, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, all jokes aside, Blake and I text each other like every Saturday night, and Lomas Brown made fun of us and, made Blake from State Farm jokes. So we just figured if we're texting each other, why don't we just come on here and talk to all the college football fans?
Yeah.
So,
and there's no one else, and I'm saying this in all seriousness, there's no one else I'd rather be up late night talking college football with than Sean. We have very similar brains, and we notice the same things that are going on in the country. So
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to configure it where I can have my TVs on though, like while we're doing this, or maybe even have a couple screens up on the screen while I'm talking to you. But no, seriously, I mean, the chances are you guys are gonna be sitting at home doing the same damn thing on a Saturday night. So let's all get together and do it, right?
Yes.
Oh,
and we'll do some Lions preview in there too.
In NC2A, I play the powerhouse Ohio Bobcats for the right to go to the national championship. I'm in.
Go, Jason. I'm rooting for you, man.
Who are you playing for? Who are you? Are you playing as Michigan?
I've
told you this, by the way. I think Ohio has just a great campus, and I love Peden Stadium. Love it. That was one of my favorite places in the MAC.
Their quarterback, though, transferred. Do you know where he's at now?
I don't.
Indiana.
Trent Green. Yeah, Jason is Michigan. Michigan and the Ohio Bobcats. Bill Keenis would go lose his mind. He loves his Bobcats. Loves his Bobcats. All right, anything else, buddy?
No, I'm excited for college football season, man. 13
Did
days away. Are we doing that? Do you want to do that week 0?
What do you mean?
No, there's really not.
At my house?
No, I mean, no, the 11 o'clock. Like there won't be like a wrap up really to do.
Well, I have to go to my cider mill opens at 10 a.m. And this is a true story. Okay. The last 3 years, I kid you not, I was second in line, 5th in line, and 6th in line.
Look at you.
No joke. True story. So I have to go there. If it opens at 10, I'll probably leave at 9:15, and I'll see if I can get first in line this year. And I'll stand there gleefully. If I can
have goals.
If I can get back by 11, now you got to remember I'm going to have a bunch of crap on my smoker and
I know
that too. So we'll talk about it. I like how we talk business. Like everybody's absolutely bored. All right, listen, we got to get out of here. Todd, thank you. Blake, thank you. Thanks to all you guys. Subscribe to YouTube? Is that what it? Blake, is
subscribe to YouTube. You can turn on the little notification bell. And then that way you will be alerted every time we go live.
You know what? See,
I was trying not to do this.
Asshole. There. I'll put it in the jar myself.
Twice.
Cider mill overrated. Get out of here with that shit. Bye. See ya.
Off the Air with Sean Belegian, featuring Sean Belegian and Blake Matrazak. Produced by Todd Losey and Blake Matrazak. Executive produced by Sean Belegian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Play It Loud by Jam Studio. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the unsyndicated podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Off the Air with Sean Belegian on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.